Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I am Sabeen Amjad. I am teaching you software testing. In this lecture, we will cover the topic configuration testing. Let's have a look at the outline of our topic. Configuration testing objectives, introduction, configuration possibilities, why we need configuration testing, isolating configuration bugs, sizing up the job, and configuration test planning. Configuration testing objectives. Configuration testing objectives include to determine whether the software application fulfills the configurability requirements, to identify the defects that were not efficiently found during different testing processes, to minimize the number of failures due to host configuration errors, to determine an optimal configuration of the application under test, to do analysis of the performance of software application by changing the hardware and software resources. Introduction. Here, before starting the introduction, I would like to recall the motivational story of Disney's The Lion King animated game, which we discussed in the start of this course. The game could not run on many PCs as it was not tested for multiple PC platforms. So, if you ignore the configuration testing, you will have to face such problems. Computer superstores are offering PCs, printers, monitors, network cards, modems, scanners, digital cameras, peripherals, netcams, and hundreds of other computer related products from thousands of companies. During testing, you make sure that your software works with as many different hardware components as possible. If you are not testing your software for a particular hardware platform, such as a PC or Mac, you still need to consider the configuration issues. For example, system or configuration requirements for a game can be 6th generation Intel Core i5, 1920 by 1080 screen resolution, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 950M 4GB discrete graphics. GeForce is a brand of graphics processing units, i.e. GPUs designed by NVIDIA. B&O Bang & Olufsen play with two speakers, ImagePad with multi-touch gesture support. Configuration testing definition. Configuration testing is the process of checking the operation of software you are testing with all these various types of hardware and above. So the purpose is to identify minimum possible age and model of the hardware at which the system can work. Configuration possibilities. Most of the configuration possibilities that we are going to study, you have already studied in your ICT course. So, in configuration possibilities, you will revise some previous concepts. Configuration possibilities include the PC or system, components, peripherals, interfaces, options and memory, and device drive. First configuration possibility is the PC or system. There are well-known computer manufacturers such as Gateway, HP, Dell, etc. Each one builds PC using components designed themselves or obtained from other manufacturers. Some components are built by manufacturers brands themselves while others are purchased from other manufacturers. Like in HP laptop, some components used are made by HP while other components are provided by different brands. Some hobbyists build their own PCs using off-the-shelf components. You can also order custom-made PCs in which you can demand components like processor, RAM, memory, network and graphics card according to your own need. The second configuration possibility is components. PCs are built up from various system boards, component cards and other internal devices that include CD-ROM drivers, DVD drives, DVD burners, video, sound, fax modems, network card, etc. Third configuration possibilities include peripherals. Peripherals include printer, scanners, mouse, keyboard, monitor, cameras, joysticks, etc. These devices are plugged into the system and operate. Then are interfaces, components and peripherals plug into your PC through various types of interface connectors. Interfaces can be internal or external to the PC and include ISA industry standard architecture. It is a bus that allowed the computer to detect peripherals such as a modem or sound card. Then PCI, peripheral component interface. It holds your CPU and chipset and provides an interface for other components of the computer. Then is USB, then PS/2. This is an old port for connecting mouse and keyboard. RS-332. It connects DTE to DCE for data transmission. DTE stands for Data Terminal Equipment. It is the equipment which terminates flow of information in any communication network. For example, terminals, computers, laptops, routers, bridges, etc. Whereas DCE stands for Data Circuit Terminating Equipment. It is the equipment which transports information over communication medium, example modems or switches. So in other words, RS-332 connects components like computers, laptops, etc. to the modems and switches. Then RJ11 and RJ45 connectors, these are network connectors. Then Firewire, this is a cable used to transfer information between digital devices. Hardware manufacturers often create the same peripheral with different interfaces. For example, it is possible to buy the exact same mouse in 3 different configurations. The next configuration possibility is options and memory. Many components and peripherals can be purchased with different hardware options and memory sizes. For example, printers can be upgraded to support extra fonts or accept more memory to speed up printing. Graphics cards with more memory can support additional colors and high resolutions. Device drivers. All components and peripherals communicate with the operating system and software application through low-level software called device drivers. These drivers may be provided by hardware device manufacturer. These drivers are installed when you set up the hardware. Technically, they are software. For testing purpose, they are considered part of the hardware configuration. How to decide configuration possibilities? For configuration testing of a software, identify configuration areas most closely tied to the program. For example, a graphical computer game will require lots of attention to the video and sound areas. A greeting card will be vulnerable to printing issues. A fax or communication program will need to be tested with numerous modems and network configurations. Why we need configuration testing? You expect that everyone designed their hardware to a set of standards and software would work with it without any problems. This is the ideal situation. Unfortunately, standards are not always followed. The result is software does not work correctly with certain hardware configurations. For example, the operating system that you want to install on your PC follows the standard and guidelines of Windows. But the PC manufacturers has not followed the manufacturing and quality standards. So you would be unable to install operating system on that PC. You will get multiple installation errors because the components will not support that operating system. Isolating configuration bugs. Whenever you discover a problem, a question arises. Who should fix the bug? Your team or the hardware manufacturer? This is a $1 million question. First, you should figure out where the problem lies. Here we will discuss four different cases to identify the reasons of configuration problems. Case 1. Your software may have a bug that appears under a broad class of configurations. For example, your greeting card program works fine with the laser printer but not with inkjet printers. Case 2. Your software may have a bug specific only to one particular configuration. For example, your software does not work on the HP DiskJet 3545 printer. Case 3. The hardware device or its device drivers may have a bug that only your software reveals. Maybe your software is the only one that uses a unique display card setting. When your software is run with a specific video card, the PC crashes. Case 4. The hardware device or its device drivers may have a bug that can be seen with lots of other software. For example, a specific printer driver always defaulted to draft mode and your photo printing software had to set it to high quality every time. Now the question is, who should fix bugs? In case 1 and case 2, project team is responsible for fixing the bug. Case 3 and case 4 seem blurry. Say the bug is in printer and that is popular one in the world. It may take the printer vendor months to fix the bug, so you need to make changes to your software. It's your team's responsibility to address the problem no matter where it lies. Let's say you report the bug to printer customer support center. There will be a chain of command to be followed before fixing the bug. The longer the chain of command, the more difficult and time taking it will be to resolve the problem. Your customer just want the software they purchased to work on their system's configuration without caring for how the bug is happening. Sizing up the job. The job of configuration testing can be a huge undertaking. Suppose you are testing a new software game that runs under Microsoft Windows. For game, you will need to consider configuration testing with graphics cards, sound cards, modems, and printers. The Windows Found New Hardware wizard allows you to select hardware in each of these categories. Under each hardware category are the different manufacturers and models with support built into the Windows. Here in the picture, you can see a hardware wizard for printer. In the picture at the top, you can select the hardware, that is printer, and in the picture at the bottom, you can select manufacturer and then the model of the printer against that manufacturer. If you decide to perform a full comprehensive configuration test, checking every possible make and model is a huge job. For example, according to the table, you have 336 display cards, 210 sound cards, 1500 modems, and 1200 printer options available for testing. If you test all combinations of all the available options, the total number of test cases to be executed will be multiple of all these options. If you limited your testing to exclude combinations, just testing each card individually, for example display cards at about 30 minutes per configuration, you would be at it for about a year. Then it is not uncommon with bug fixes to run 2 or 3 configuration test passes. If tester catches a bug, the same test case will be repeated until the bug is fixed. Hence, it will take more time and effort in this situation. The solution to this mess is equivalence partitioning. You have to figure out set of possible configurations to the ones that matter the most. Now, we will study configuration testing planning. It has following 8 steps. First one is decide the types of hardware you will need. Second is decide what hardware brands, models and device drivers are available. Third is decide which hardware features, mods and options are possible. Fourth one is pare down the identified hardware configurations to a manageable set. Fifth one is identify your software's unique features that work with the hardware configurations. Sixth one is design the test cases to run on each configuration. Seventh is execute the tests on each configuration. And eighth and last is rerun the tests until the results satisfy your teams. Decide the types of hardware you will need. Decide what hardware pieces you need to put together to make your software work. Examples include if the application is to print, you need to test printers. If it has sound, you need to test sound cards. And if it has photos or graphics program, you will need scanner and digital cameras to test. Decide what hardware brands, models, and device drivers are available. Usually, testers do not have much information regarding hardware brands, models, and device drivers available in the market. So, you need to work with your sales and marketing people to create a list of hardware to test with. If they cannot help, check out the recent requirement reviews from PC Magazine or Macworld to get an idea of what hardware available and what is popular. These magazines have annual reviews of printers, sound cards, display adapters, etc. Do some research to see which devices are equivalent, falling under same equivalence partitioning. For example, a printer manufacturer may license their printer to another company that puts a different label or cover on it. Actually, it is the same printer. Decide what device drivers you are going to test with. Here in the picture you can see that Lay's chips owned by PepsiCo have different names and packaging in different countries. A salt and vinegar packet in the UK is green while it is blue in US. The chips in the packets are same and follow the same quality standards. So these do not need to be tested separately. They fall in the same equivalence class. Decide which hardware features, mods and options are available. Every device has features, mods, and options, and your software may not need to support all of them. You have to select different options that you want to test with. For example, printers. Color printers can print in black and white or color. Printers can print in different quality modes and can have settings for printing photos or texts. Then display cards can have different color settings and screen resolutions. Computer games require minimum number of display colors and resolutions. There is usually a set of minimum requirements for hardware features, mods and options. If configuration has less than that, they would not run. Pare down the identified hardware configurations to a manageable set. Reduce thousands of potential configurations into the ones that matter. One way to do this is to put all the configuration information into a spreadsheet. You and your team can review the table and decide which configurations you want to test. The table contains information about the device's popularity, its type, age, manufacturer, model, device driver version, and different other options. Based on the information, you might decide that you want to test only the most popular printers or the ones that are less than 5 years old. On the basis of the type of information, you might decide to test 75% lasers and 25% inkjet printers. Similarly, you can take decisions based on any information category of the device. The fifth step is identify your software's unique features that work with the hardware configurations. The focus here is on unique. Test only those features that are different from each other, that interact with the hardware. For example, while testing a word processor as WordPad, you do not need to test the file save and load feature in each configuration. A good test would be to create a document that contains different fonts, font sizes, colors, embedded pictures, and so on. You would attempt to print this document on each chosen printer configuration. The picture on the right side is although black and white, but it has different font sizes, font styles, bold font, color gradients, color intensities, and a picture to test a printer. You can test more options like italics, graphics, indentations, paragraph indentations, different shapes, graphs, and much more. The sixth step is design the test cases to run on each configuration. Steps for configuration test cases include select and set up the test configuration from the list. Start the software. Load in the file config.test.doc. Confirm that the file is displayed correctly. Then print the document. Confirm that there are no error messages. And then confirm that the printed document matches the standard. Log any discrepancies as a bug. The goal here is to create steps that everyone can run. Seventh step is execute the tests on each configuration, run test cases, log and report results to your team and hardware manufacturer. It is difficult and time consuming to identify the specific source of configuration problems. Work closely with programmers and white box testers to isolate the cause and decide if the bugs are due to your software or due to the hardware. If the bug is specific to hardware, consult the manufacturer's website for reporting problem. Identify yourself as a software tester and what company you work for. It means introduce yourself. The other company from which the hardware belongs may ask you to send copies of your test software, your test cases, and supporting details to help them isolate the problem. Then the last step is rerun the tests until the results satisfy your teams. Entire course of the project is run for configuration testing. Initially, a few configurations might be tried, then a full test pass, then smaller and smaller sets to confirm bug fixes. Actually, in the start of testing, you have to execute all the test cases, but in the next phase, you only do confirmation testing just to check that the bugs are fixed or not. So the testing effort reduces gradually. Eventually, there are no known bugs or bugs that still exist are in uncommon or unlikely test configurations. At this point, you can call your configuration testing complete. Here you can see the reference of this topic is chapter 8 of the mentioned book. This is the end of the lecture. Take care. Allah Hafiz.